Oh, welcome into Doc's Daily. It is Monday, September 29th. Last Monday in September. October's around the corner in a couple of days, which means Halloween, which means Thanksgiving football, which means Christmas. If you haven't started shopping for Christmas for me, I don't know what to tell you, folks. You need to get on that. I'm high maintenance. I'm just telling you as a host. Welcome into Doc's Daily. This is Doc's Daily on Doc Sports. We're here Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern, Saturday at 11 o'clock. We got a little bit to talk about. We got 2 Monday night football games. MLB is over, done, kaput. Regular season is over. Robert, I don't know everything. Steak dinners, $100 bills, dollar bills. I don't know. My Tigers suck. Baseball's great. Tigers suck. Blah blah blah. That's all we're gonna talk about for baseball. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna talk about a little playoff action. We got some good matchups. Some things I'm not surprised by. Others I am. So we'll get your guys' opinion on that. The 2 Monday night games. Diane, I agree with you. The overtime rule in the NFL, let's just talk about that Sunday night. I mean, I like the overtime rule, but ties suck. Ties suck. Ties imply participation trophy awards. And I don't believe in that theory. I don't believe in that logic. I don't believe in none of that crap. You play to win the game. Robert, tell me, he's going to blow up my thought process right now. We'll start with you.
They played for 70 minutes. I mean, lots of sports have ties. Like soccer has ties. Like I get it in general. I'm doing my NFL power rankings. I hate having to change the record to 2-1-1. I get that it's annoying, but you know what are they supposed to do? Play for another? Like people whine. It should have.
No, I have an answer.
I think they should have kept it at sudden death. Like you play for 60 minutes. Oh, but the coin toss. Too bad. Win during regulation. You can't have it both ways. You can't say everybody gets the ball for all the amounted times, but then be mad about ties. So either go back to sudden death and say, if you don't like that you lost a coin toss and didn't get the ball, you should have won in regulation, or accept ties. But like everybody can't get the ball 3 times in overtime.
I agree with that. Like we played 70 minutes ago.
Pick a late. Like
I got two answers for that. One, this is the overtime, you do the coin flip, whatever, and then it just starts at the 30. And then you know what? It's just a kickoff. Okay, it's just your kicker, and then if he makes it, you move him back 5. He makes it, you move him back 5. And you keep moving him back to one of the kicker wins.
That's the worst idea I've ever heard.
Awesome, by the way. Or two, there is no kickoffs. Everybody gets the ball. You get it at, say, 30, wherever you want to put it. No kicking. You got to score a touchdown, and you got to go for 2.
So instead of playing an actual game just to get a winner, we're going to make it like a completely different game.
No, you could still
have why don't we just do it for college football? UVA Florida State was fantastic on Friday. Do it how college football, we have a winner, end of discussion, period.
All this just to get a winner. Like ties don't bother me that much. The other thing too is they shouldn't even do a coin flip or kickoff. If it's going to go to overtime, it should just be a continuation. Like whoever has the ball and whoever has the ball at the end of the 4th quarter, it should just like the game should just continue like that if they're going to do it like that. But
I want college overtime.
I like college overtime. I don't hate that, but listen, you want kickers to be relevant? Just let them start kicking at the 50 and just move it back 5 yards every time.
I've never once watched a football game and thought I want the kicker to have more responsibility for my bet in this game.
Well, that's fair, but how many times have you watched? You bet soccer a lot. You're a soccer guy. You watch soccer, and I'll say this: the soccer, like at the end when you just got a
penalty kicks,
like hockey guys.
Right, yeah. but that's the thing. A lot of people complain about it the same way, and penalty kicks don't come except for in a couple lame tournaments. Like most of them, they have extra time.
Yeah.
Right, I'll play another 30 minutes. It's just like when they played for an hour and a half and they can't, and they can't decide it, then switch to something. Like if you want to say play in the NFL, play a 10-minute regulation overtime, and if it's still tied after that, go to some.
What if you had to go to your backup quarterback? You had to play your backup quarterback in overtime. I'm just spitting shit out here, NFL. Right. The ties suck. We know that. I'm not saying no bad ideas. Okay,
won college OT. Diane says I won college OT. I won.
Right. Just no longer a safe space. Raphael wins. Okay, so keeping with the football theme, I want to get your guys' opinion on playoff baseball because this is, for me, playoff baseball different for me. I'm betting series instead of light plays game, more of a series type situation. But let's continue with the NFL here. Jets, Dolphins, the Ofer game. Somebody's wins, somebody's O's got to go. Nope. We just learned Sunday Night Football. These guys could tie. They could be 0-3 and 1. So if you don't think I got a $20 bill on the tie tonight, just because I'm a degenerate. It's a
never in the NFL has been back-to-back ties in St. Louis. So
never ever means nothing. Okay, it means nothing.
There's
thanks
always a one. Donations.
It means nothing to a true degenerate. That's true.
Right.
That's true. The degenerate sees that as an opportunity or a dare.
Somebody thought one time when they said, "Hey, I'm going to bet you this team against this team," and they said, "Don't do that. Nobody's ever going to do that. Who would do that?" Boom, bookies. Boom, Vegas. Boom, skyscrapers and lights. Boom. I'm trying to think of. I almost said Waylon Jennings, but not Waylon Jennings. Wayne Newton. Boom. Wayne Newton is alive. Boom. You know, I don't know. I lost my.
I like Miami tonight. The closer we get to this game, not to derail.
Derail it, please. By all means, derail it.
The closer we get to this game, the more I like Miami. I think that line's going to move too. So I think you have a pretty short window here to get those 2.5. I think it will be 3 by kickoff. So if you do like Miami like I do, I would get on it now. It doesn't matter to me that Justin Fields is coming back or that he's going to play. If anything, I think he's going to be shakier than Tyrod would be. Also, like all the talk about the Jets over the last year and a half, nobody's talking about the collapse of their defense. Their defense is bad.
All in all.
It's bad. It's just very, very bad. So until I see them actually stop someone, they're giving up an average of over 30 points a game. Now, granted, they played Tampa Bay and Buffalo, 2 excellent offenses, but they didn't stop either one of them. And Buffalo scored 30. If they wanted to, they could have scored 50 in that game. They basically just ran out the clock in the fourth quarter. They gave up 34 points to the Steelers. So until I see the Jets defense make some strides and actually stop someone, I think this is a good spot for Miami.
That's fair, Raphael.
Would be very cautious if you're waiting for that 3. 3 books have 3, but they've only had it for 15 minutes. DraftKings had it this morning, had it for 16 minutes. BetMGM had it for 22 minutes, and quickly got Jet action coming there. So I don't know if we're going to see solid 3s by kickoff. If bettors are already waiting to pounce on the +3, I would say if I'm betting this game, I don't have any action. I am looking for the Dolphins on this one. I have not pulled the trigger on it yet. I just think the Dolphins, if I'm going to go quarterback per quarterback, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Tua was a better quarterback that I'm going to put my money on. Right. He played much better his last game. I really like his passing yards over as well, even though that number continues to come down. It kind of scares me a little bit that it's moved 6 yards coming down already since the opening number. But I think Tua has a better game. And let's face it, McDaniels loses this home game, he gone.
Yeah, right. He's on the hot seat for sure. Aaron Glenn, new coach, trying to just come in there and wreak havoc. Which, by the way, just all-time meme last week, Aaron Glenn running down the sideline.
Yeah, his little band.
I mean, just a shout out to Aaron Glenn. That man, I think awesome. He can still play. I'm telling you what, he's jacked. He is running down, high stepping. You could tell, they feel like I feel like they think like there's just one away from a win here. I don't.
I agree with that. They're definitely showing more heart than Miami. Miami has been pretty gutless so far to this point in the season, and they haven't stopped anybody either. They've given up over 30 points in every one of their games. So maybe the play is the over. I know Miami versus the Jets has traditionally been an under series, and primetime overs is you're getting pinned against the public on this a little bit, but. Again, the Miami is gutless. I think the Jets are going to be able to move the ball on the ground against them. But like I said, until I see the Jets stop somebody, I don't think that they're going to stop somebody either. Usually when two bad teams get together, and this is typical in any sport, usually when two bad teams get together, it usually is more high scoring because good teams play defense, bad teams don't.
Facts.
So maybe if you can't decide on the side, maybe the over in that game is the way to go.
Okay. I don't hate that 44.5.
Raphael, you're muted.
The Dolphins' last 7 home games, all 7 have gone over the total, and they're a perfect 8-0 Dolphins on East Coast time zones going over.
There you go. What do you guys think about the late game? Bengals, Broncos?
I have the Broncos. I bet that early, but honestly, the way this weekend has gone, both college and pro, it's been kind of an underdog weekend, right? Like those big, a lot of big dogs, a lot of public dogs have come through. The underdogs went 8-6 so far this NFL weekend. That's counting Seattle as an underdog because they were originally posted as a dog, even though that number moved. So I'm feeling less secure about Denver. Cincinnati, you got to think that they're going to play better than they did against Minnesota last week. They certainly can't play worse, but they're another one of those defenses that's kind of like Dallas, where they just can't stop anyone. Like Cincinnati's defense is so bad. And you have to think that after 2 poor performances and back-to-back losses, that Denver is going to have something to prove. They can't afford to go 1-3, where Cincinnati is kind of a weak 2-1 right now. I don't love laying the 7.5 as I've seen how this football weekend has played out, but I will be surprised if Denver doesn't play, if they don't play better than they have in their first 3 games, because they've been bad in all 3 of those games.
That's fair.
I'm going to read you what the book told me this morning. They said, we cannot move this 7.5 to 8 when we're just getting teasers and money line parlays flooding in. So no one is betting the Denver Broncos at 7.5. They're either teasing it like someone that has a D on his hat that should have a T on his hat, teaser, or they're betting, or they probably have so much liability on the Broncos money line, people waiting to cash those tickets with this last game being played here. So for me, it was only Cincinnati or bust because I couldn't lay the 7.5, and I'm not going to add this onto something else. But I think we could see an over game. I mean, I know Denver's defense is probably embarrassed on how they played the last game, especially their offense. Bo Nix has looked nothing like we saw last year. But this is something that maybe Bo Nix needs a primetime game where he can just get out of the slump and has a big game. I lean towards the Broncos team total over 26.5 because the Bengals defense sucks. Robert just said you can't trust their defense. So they allowed Minnesota and Carson Wentz to throw up 48 points on the board. So I would lean something towards that.
The Bengals are making quarterbacks look like Hall of Famers instantly, and I don't care who you are. I mean, the teaser, you mentioned the teaser, it's the Jets Dolphins over and the Denver Broncos down in points under 3. That's the teaser.
I like that.
Teaser.
I released Denver in the over as a teaser. I feel fine about it. I don't.
I'm good with that.
Square, whatever. But the other thing is, like, everybody keep waiting for the Bo Nix game. Like, I think Bo Nix isn't very good. Like, I'm not ready to call it and say he's a bust and all that. But like right now, he kind of sucks. Like, he's like a worse Kyler Murray. He's not very good. Like, he runs around a lot. He throws the ball around a lot. He's not particularly accurate. Right now, I think he's the clear weak link on that team. If they had a better quarterback, a more stable quarterback, look at the way Daniel Jones is playing right now, right? Like, give them Daniel Jones on Denver. Their defense hasn't been as good as everyone predicted it was going to be. It was supposed to be a top 5 unit. It hasn't looked the part. So, we might be getting to that point. If they're as good as everybody was saying they were before the season, they should hammer Cincinnati this week. They should dominate this game.
They should dominate.
A bad team, with a bad defense, a backup quarterback, and a lot of issues right now. If Denver's playing at home in prime time, if they're as good as everybody says that they are, then they should dominate tonight. If they come out and they hump the dog again, kind of like they did against Tennessee in week 1, then it's time to just say, hey, maybe Bo Nix isn't very good. Maybe this Denver team is overrated based on the fact that they got hot at the end of last season, and they're just not what everybody thinks they are, and then start betting them accordingly.
As the season goes on, we'll start to figure out who these teams are and who is who. And
that's a trick. We got to know. Yeah. You make money by knowing beforehand, right?
Right. Like You got to get ahead.
So that's the thing. Like, for me, this is a very early test for who Denver is going to be the rest of the season.
That's fair. Irish King, touchdown. I like Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown. It's decent value. I think if they're going to score and be in that game, he's got to be a big part of it. It's at home. I don't know. That's that. Your soccer bettors, where are you at? There was a soccer play in here. Somebody, right here. No. Gianni said Everton money line. I don't even know where that's at, folks.
It was high. I think last time I saw it was minus 150 around there last time. I think the under is a good play.
By the way, shout out to these two guys real quick for total. What's that? Say that again.
Scott Spreitzer has a 6-unit play in that total, that Everton West Ham match. So I've seen West Ham live a couple times, so they got a little soft spot for me.
Craig Trapp in the chat saying his Bengals are going to get killed tonight. By the way, Craig and Nick couldn't make it today, so these guys are filling in. So you need to hit the like button because last minute I literally sent out an email about an hour or 2 hours before the show, and I was like, "It's just me on Doc's Daily. Anybody want to join?" And these two knuckleheads rose to the occasion. So thank you guys for stopping in and filling in. And I'll see.
Look at true professional working a transition in for us in here. That's
I see what you did there.
By the way, Gianni, I want to say you don't pay juice if it wins. I love that. I say that to people all the time. All the time. You only pay
juice on winners.
So yep.
I always say if the juice is high, well, sometimes the juice is worth the squeeze.
Raphael, I couldn't even bring my brain to dive into any of the props in tonight's games. Just, I don't, all these teams are so erratic that I just didn't even want to bother. Did you see anything? Were there any player props that jumped out at you?
Bryce Hall over 55 rushing yards. I took a little bit of that just because Miami has one of the worst rushing defenses in the league. I think they're 28th in the league. And don't forget, Hall ran for over 100 yards against Pittsburgh. And I'm not saying that was when the Steelers defense was bad. The first two games, that defense was bad. But the Dolphins defense must be much worse than Pittsburgh. So I think I can see Hall going over 55 yards, laying the 3 nickels. So I think that's a good play.
Love that. I definitely love that play. Like I said, Miami's defense is gutless. You'll see it tonight. They just don't have a lot of fight in them. And the Jets have proven early on in the season. Aaron Glenn has very clearly established what he wants his team to be. He wants them to be physical. He wants them to run the ball. He wants to play downhill. So Breece Hall is going to get 20 touches tonight. So I like that. I didn't realize that was only 59.5. That's definitely low. That
55.5.
55.5. I mean, even worse. I would have had that at 71.5, something like that. Maybe 69.5. Right around 70 yards is what I would have had him penciled in at. So
another thing was Justin Fields' longest rush opened up at 17.5, and it's been bit down all the way to 14.5. You figure if the Jets want to keep it close, or he's going to have to be throwing a lot. Well, if Fields is throwing a lot, that means he's probably running around as well, and he can make a long run to try to extend plays. If you can get that 13.5, which I saw up at MGM about an hour ago, has dropped 4 yards since the opening number.
17.5, definitely too high, though. A 20-yard run for a quarterback is a lot. And because he's coming off an injury, you have to think that that was part of the calculus. Dude, get down, get 8 or 10 yards and get down rather than looking to take a hit and extend that play or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, the way the line has shifted, the value is on the over now. But I can see why 17.5 under probably got pounded.
I like this. Can we talk him? Yes, we can. Can we talk about him that's getting destroyed? My overpick.
Hey, I gave away. I said on Friday, Lenny, Thursday and Friday on Doc's Daily to anybody that would listen. Marlins series price. That was my 7-unit play that I gave out on Friday. I had a 7-unit play on Miami money line on Friday. That one with Alcantara at plus 120 and 7-unit series price. I bet it myself at plus 155. I released it at plus 160. I mean, that was the easiest money you could make all weekend was at the Mets.
Wait, we can release series prices? Wait, let's rewind that.
I had to do it as a prop. I wanted to do it as part of my.
No one tells me this stuff.
Yeah.
No one tells me.
It's the only one I've released. It's not something I do often, but it was just.
But me and you discussed that a lot. I love betting series week, especially weekend series prices, because pretty much the pitching all the way from Tuesday. The weekend pitching. I didn't know we can do that. Son of a
release those props. Absolutely, very few people bought it. Very few people were on it, unfortunately. But the ones that were, that's the easiest money you're ever going to see. I can say that to the people watching. Like, if you ever see me throw out something like that, like a random prop or futures bet or something like that, you see that advertised on the site, buy it, because I don't do that often. Like, it's me telling you, hey, this is free money. This is easy money.
Right. That's a good point. Like, there's multiple options on the website and everything like that. We didn't mention that at the beginning of the show. You can get a free $60 account. If you're new to Docs, you can go over to Doc Sports, get a free $60 account. Use that any way you want. There's a link in the description of the video. But you have multiple handicappers that are, I don't want to say good in their lanes, kind of, but some guys are better at certain things than others. Yeah. And so when another guy that puts something out that's out of the normal for his day-to-day, and he likes that, there's a reason he likes that. You know what I mean? And that's when you got to jump on those things.
Yeah, like if you see Tony George putting out a NASCAR play or something like that, hey, get on it.
I'm all over it.
If you see something random like that, like it's
that's a great example because he's
over. He's
that.
Really good at those. We wouldn't
even think that. Link is in the description of the video, though. You can click on that, go right to the website, join up if you haven't already. Get in on that. Baseball. Listen, my Tigers had every opportunity yesterday to they could have won the division. I don't understand why they're celebrating the wild card or making the playoffs. I didn't like that on Saturday night when they won to get in and then we're popping champagne. What the YouTube? This is where you mute me. What are we doing here? What are we celebrating? The epic failure? The fall apart? The giveaway of our division? Why are we popping bottles?
Hold on. There's a lot of Mets and Mets fans that would have loved to be celebrated. It is something to celebrate. And I disagree with you. I think it's more important for them to celebrate making the playoffs and to go into the postseason with positive vibes rather than to sit there and hang their head and piss and moan like, oh, we blew it. We blew the division. No, it's like you've seen the playoffs over and over and over and over again ever since they added the wild cards, right? Mm-hmm. It's not about who won the division. It's not about who has home field advantage. It's about who gets hot at the right time. All you need is a ticket to the dance. We have seen wild card teams make runs to the World Series time and time and time again. So, if they sit there and piss and moan about, oh, we gave the division away, it's only a 3-game series that they have to play with Cleveland. Right. And they have Scooble starting game 1. So you can sit there and pout or bring some positive vibes into the series. Win game 1. Not you. I'm not saying you, but your whole thing, you're like, I don't like that they celebrate. No, like celebrate. Like
no, because I celebrate the getting in, sure. But you still had a game Sunday that was your division was available to win. Cleveland took them 10 innings to beat the Rangers in that game. If we would have tied, that's one thing. But I'm not saying not to keep that. We still lost Sunday. And we lost Sunday because we put Chris Paddock out there for 7 freaking innings because we don't want to, now you got to play 2 of those 3 games in Cleveland. I don't like that. And Chris and Tarek Skubal is not
the same pitcher.
The guy I want pitching in Cleveland game 1. I'm going to say that.
Wow. You don't think so,
Did you see the last game he played?
The whole month he's been a different pitcher than we saw all baseball season.
And he's rattled. He hit that dude in the face, he didn't hit him. Let me rephrase. He tried to bunt and hit the bat and then up into his face, and he was physically and emotionally rattled after that game. And you saw it, and they left his ass out there, which was a bad decision, and we lost that game. And that's the last game he's pitched against Cleveland in Cleveland. And now he's got to go get it again. They beat his ass the last time they saw him. 2 times in a row.
They had 4 hits and 1 earned run. 2 of those runs were unearned runs. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of his last 7 starts, he's allowed 0 or 1 earned run.
What's his record against Cleveland?
So
nobody gives a shit when he played against the White Sox.
Yeah, what's his record?
17
his record.
He had 17. Yeah, he lost to Cleveland twice. Sure. I mean, by the way, Cleveland's been the best team in baseball over the last month. What are they, like 19-4, 20-4, something like that?
Which my point is why you wanted to take that division from them and knock them down a peg. It's all about momentum going into the playoffs. We have none, and we got to go to their house and put a pitcher up that's rattled that they've owned the last 2 starts. I'm telling you right now, I'm on Cleveland run line. -1.5 against the Tigers game 1.
Not me. I think he's too good. I don't like that money line though. Like they're minus 160 or something like that. And this is what drives me nuts about playoff betting. I disagree with you. I do not think that they are going to beat him 3 times in the span of 2 weeks. I think he's too good. I don't think home field advantage, especially early in the playoffs. I do not think home field advantage means hardly anything. Basically, I would love to go back. Maybe that's what I'll do the rest of my afternoon when I'm done with college basketball and NBA prep work and stuff like that, is I'll go back over the last 10 years and see how home teams have done in the wild card round of this. But I don't like Scooble at minus 160, but I don't think they're going to lose. I think Detroit wins game 1. I don't think they beat them 3 times in 2 weeks. That's just how baseball usually goes.
That's fair.
Raphael, did you like any of the other series prices or just do you like any of the other matchups?
Cubs.
I kind of like Boston against New York. I think it's just the way the series ended. I don't trust Boston. I don't trust the Yankees bullpen at all. So I'm just looking at bullpens now these days. I'm not, because yes, your starting pitcher's shorter now. You don't go full 5 and all that. You pretty much go 3. So those guys are going to the bullpen. So I'm just looking at that. I think the Reds. I think the Dodgers put a beat down on the Reds.
Yeah, that's minus 280, minus 300.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm betting it, but I'm just saying you can maybe take will be a sweep 2-0 on this one. I think this is when the Dodgers shine, and this is when they remind me of the Lakers. They just screw around during the regular season, and then when playoffs starts, you're going to see Mookie and Freeman and Shohei played every game. they just put up big numbers. I want to say fade the Cubs. We always have bad playoffs during West Coast teams. The Dodgers always killed us in playoffs. The Padres, the Giants. We've always had. I was at that game when Rick Sutcliffe hit a home run in '84 and we lost in the playoffs. So we just don't have good luck with NL West teams in playoffs.
I don't think, I was hoping to get that at plus money on San Diego. I'm seeing minus 105, stuff like that. But Pavetta, it looks like, is paying out plus money for the game tomorrow. And, really hard for the Cubs to win the series if they don't win game 1. So if you like San Diego, like I do, I think there's better value just betting them on game 1 tomorrow at plus money than paying the minus 105 on the series price. Because again, if they win game 1 and they knock the Cubs back on their heel, that little bit of fatalism that you heard in Raphael's voice just a minute ago, that kind of comes into play with the Cubs.
Horton was supposed to be the starter. He breaks a rib. Now they have no idea who's starting it's not a fun time in Chicago.
Pavetta's been excellent too. He's been really, really good all year. He's a guy who's always had really good stuff, with Philly, with Boston, just has never been able to put it together, but he's been outstanding. 190 strikeouts, fewer than 50 walks, 2.87 ERA. I think he's going to be very, very sharp tomorrow.
I like that. Red Sox, Yankees. I mean, this is storybook stuff with Crochet on the mound, whatever his freaking name is, Garrett Crochet and Max Fried Chicken. I mean,
the value
on this game 4,
7. I mean, the total in that Cleveland Detroit game is 6. Like that,
Oh, I like the over. That's an early game though. That's a 1:00 Eastern.
1:00 game, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
So that's midday in Cleveland. One
of those games, I feel like in the first day of the playoffs, one of those games always becomes a softball game. One of those games is going to be 9 to 7. Yeah, 10-8, exactly. 10-8, something like that. I think the Yankee game has a little bit of potential. The issue with that game, I agree, Raphael. I think the value on that series price is with Boston around plus 150, plus 155, somewhere like that. Same thing. If you like Boston, okay, play them on the series price, I think, rather than playing Crochet, who's only at plus 115 tomorrow. Because again, you win game 1 in a 3-game series, the odds are overwhelming, and you can hit that middle if the series odds shift or something like that. You can get plus money on both sides. Now the Yankees have been playing their best baseball. I kind of like the Yankees going into the playoffs. They're a team I wouldn't want to see coming out of the American League. And I feel like if they do get back Boston, I think they're going to roll Toronto. I really do. I just think that the Yankees are trending upwards. Now I'm with you. I don't trust their bullpen. I don't trust a lot about the Yankees starters, but there is no denying that playoffs are about momentum, And right now, the Yankees are playing better right now. They've been playing better over the last 6 or 7 weeks than they have been at any point in the season or since.
BetMGM has it at -130 now. Right now, the Yankees. If you can get the Yankees at -125 again with Max Fried at home, that's something that you might have to look at.
Oh, that's for the game, not the series.
Yeah, for the game.
Oh, okay,
for the game.
Yeah, I know. I mean, unfortunately, look at Boston is in the same shape with the Tigers. I mean, they're kind of like they're playing the two hottest teams in their league in the American League right now. Cleveland and New York are playing their best baseball at the best time you want to, whereas opposed to the Tigers and the Red Sox. I mean, they got in, but they got in. They can get there. Yeah. I got a ticket for the free buffet here. I get a T-shirt and a hat and a bottle of champagne. Woohoo! I mean, I get it, but this Boston Yankees series, though, I'm going to watch that baseball. That is a game that if you live bet, should be absolute opportunity for you to get on both sides plus money.
Yeah, I think either that or the Cubs game becomes the wild one tomorrow.
The Cubs Padres could get out of hand. That could be that softball game you were talking about.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I think one of those two games gets a little nutty where we have comebacks and home runs and stuff like that. So
what's the weather going to be in Chicago? I know the wind's blowing in, but don't forget most of the states are still in the either 80s and 90s and all that normally playoff baseball where we see sweatshirts and hats on and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I think the ball could be carrying.
I mean, it's 76 degrees in Vegas, so there's no problems out here. But I'm just saying.
You're never gonna have the A's in the playoffs over there, so don't worry about the weather in Vegas.
I can't wait for A's baseball. I don't care what anybody says here in Vegas because I want baseball. I want to go. I'm the guy that goes sees the Las Vegas 51s 20 times a year on home baseball nights, not just for $2 beers, not just for that, but it's good minor league baseball. It's not a bad seat in the house. I mean, let's go. All right, that's going to do it for us. What do you guys got going on at the site tonight? Robert, what do you got going on?
Raphael, you have a prop, don't you?
I got a 5-unit prop bet. That's it. Nothing on the game, and it's the last game. It's the Denver game on the board. I think that's it. That's all I have today. Trying to think. Not that much going. Not that much action. So I kind of I had that play last night and forgot what I already had.
Abe, your biggest fan, Raphael. I'm riding the MLB playoffs with Raphael. Got the season pass. Plus money so far. Thank you, sir. That's how it's done, folks, right there. Good luck. Unless you're against
he's probably still mad at me when I lost the Giants run line was it last week when I was trying to roll over I'll say 10K for the season. And they blow a lead. I was up 8-3 and I lost 9-8. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't have anything today. I was gone all week. That's why I'm looking a little tan.
Yeah, you do look boats and
I'm coming off a losing football week, so I'm kind of licking my wounds on that. But I really like next week's card. I always say I'm never as confident as I am when I'm coming off a loss. Like I feel really good about party on that. Shameless plug here. I won my 8-unit MLB futures play with the Royals under. So that's another 8-unit futures win. I am working on my NBA one that will probably come out next week. But yeah, that's what I wasn't joking earlier. I'm doing college basketball and NBA today. That's what I have going on with my Monday. So no plays for me across the board, but
Pelicans total season wins under. That's what his play is, people.
Then I'll have another big football card this weekend. So I'm already looking ahead. Monday's over. It's 1:30 on the East Coast. Monday's already over as far as I'm concerned. I'm already looking ahead to the next few days.
I like it. All right, folks, enjoy your Monday Night Football. We'll be back 1 o'clock Eastern tomorrow. Doc's Daily. Good luck unless you're against us. Take care, folks.